Hi everyone, it's Pastor Liz, and I'm here to share a new book with you all. It is one of my most favorites. It is a book that I read to my own children, and I think it's a book that is really important, particularly right now when we think about how to be good neighbors and to all of our friends and family and to our community while we are living during a time with this pandemic, which you have probably heard called COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Now, a couple of weeks ago in church, I talked about how welcoming one another in the name of Jesus, sharing that, is about being a good neighbor. And one way Jesus talked about that was to offer a cold cup of water. It's about hospitality and caring for one another. And so I talked about how during this time of COVID-19, being a good neighbor means caring for one another by using Lysol wipes or cleaning wipes to keep things fresh, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, and of course, look, we wear our mask. We wear our mask as a sign and a way of showing that we care for one another, that we value one another. So this book isn't about COVID-19 or the coronavirus. This was a book written a long time ago. Well, not super long time ago, but a long time ago. It is a book called, can you see it? Felicity, Floo visits the zoo. It's a good one. And it is all about this little girl named Felicity. I'm even saying her name wrong already. Let me try again. Felicity Floo visits the zoo. And it's written by the author E.S. Redman. And the book is dedicated to Kevin, who always has a tissue, and for Eden and Griffin, who always need one. So, here we are. Here we see we're going to the zoo. All of the animals down at the zoo are snuffling and snorting and sneezing. Achoo! The lions won't roar, and the tigers just mew. The hyenas aren't laughing, they're crying boo-hoo. Oh, look at these sad hyenas. I wonder what's going on with them. The zookeeper honestly hasn't a clue why all of the animals have a green hue. Their temperature soared past 102, and they're sluggish and sleepy and slightly subdued. Let me tell you how all of this trouble ensued. It started one day with a trip to the zoo when a pale, sniffly girl named Felicity Floo wiped her red runny nose without a tissue. Her fingers were sticky with green gloppy goo when she reached out her hand to pet the emu. Oh, poor emu. Let's find out what happens with her dirty hands. She left behind handprints of green residue on the llamas. Oh, and lizards and ostriches too. And on the giraffe and the red kangaroo and on every monkey and elephant too. If you think that was bad, well, she wasn't quite through. She left tiny green handprints all over the zoo on the peacocks and penguins and pink cockatoos. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Ew. You and I both know what she didn't do. Her handprints were on flamingos and toucans and owls that flew, on a blue-footed booby and a rare jabiru. How fancy. She petted the panda who hid in bamboo. And both mountain goats from the hills of Peru. Good grief, she crawled all the way up the hill to see them. She startled the zebra by obscuring his view when she covered his eyes, then shouted, "Guess who?" Oh no, she touched the zebra's face. You and I both know, not so good. When the clock by the exit read 2:15, Felicity felt she was finally through. The zookeeper smiled when she sniffled "thank you," not knowing she caused such a hullabaloo. That's how it happened. Every word of it is true. Her cold got so big that they named it the flu. You may not believe me, but if I were you, I think I'd go bowling and not to the zoo. Remember, wherever you are, be it outdoors or at a friend's house, or maybe you're going to the zoo, what do? We know we wash our hands lots of times throughout the day. We clean up our doorknobs and wipe down the surfaces, make sure things stay fresh and clean. We don't touch things with sticky hands, and we don't touch our faces and then touch other people. We wash our hands or we use hand sanitizer. And as always, with COVID-19 especially, what do? We wear our masks because we care about one another, and we care about our neighbors and our friends and our family. We care about and love our communities, and this is the way we show we care. Friends, as always, send me your book recommendations. I love to hear from you. Send me a note at pastorlizcanerva@gmail.com. You can text me as well if you have your parents' permission to do so. And I look forward to hearing from you all. Talk to you soon. See you next time.